I'm not suspecting a wiring problem, but I know you guys hold me to a high standard, and I am not going to change a part here, and we're going to confirm power and ground and open down at the crank sensor. As much as that's going to suck for me to do on this, I need to do it to show you, but this is absolutely a crank sensor fault. My brother had mentioned seeing the tachometer drop out. That matches, right? We also know that the pinging and detonating we are hearing is because the crank sensor signal is what coordinates the timing for this engine. And so we have spark that's occurring at the wrong times because of this crank sensor signal. And so again, that matches the symptoms of pinging and detonating. And I did notice that I had a check engine light come on, and let's go see what codes we have. Just a fuel system lean code. Man, would that throw you for a loop? Fuel system lean. What happens, guys, when you have a misfire? What happens when you're firing the coil randomly and at times where you shouldn't be? You're gonna have unburned fuel. Some of you are thinking, well, that make the O2 go rich. No, unburned fuel and oxygen from those cylinders that's being dumped into the exhaust system. It's going to drive your O2 lean and your fuel trim's positive. Guess where that fuel system lean code's coming from? It's coming from this misfire. Talk about something that would throw you for a loop as a rookie, or for those of you that maybe stumbled upon my channel because I'm going to tag this thing with a P0171 fuel system lean code. And what's the parts store going to sell you? So I'm speaking to you code reading parts store, you know, not just the parts stores. Let's not throw just them under the bus. I'm going to throw my fellow technicians under the bus here too, because too many of you, probably not that follow my channel, but some of you that will stumble upon my channel think that you can read a code and change a part. And that's just not the way it goes. What part are we going to change with a 171 code? Lean exhaust. Vacuum leaks, we found one. Oh, we should fix that vacuum leak, right? That's going to fix the car. Nope, not in this case. Oxygen sensors, you'll be sold oxygen sensors. Maybe a mass airflow sensor if it's had a mass airflow. A fuel pump, right? Injectors, lean conditions, that's what you're going to be sold. And you know, those of us that know better know you can't change a part based on a code. But there's a problem in my field too, and that is too many garages do the same thing the parts stores do. The only difference is the garage charges the customer $100 for a code read and then a parts change. Well, no wonder the customers are going to other places to get their cars worked on, because you're not fixing the car. So speaking to the garage owners and technicians too, if you want to even call them that, is you can't read codes and change parts, guys. That's not the way it goes. Troubleshoot the problem. Use the code as a guide. Okay, that's why a lot of you are on this channel. You know what I'm talking about. We have a crank sensor problem, which would be nowhere in a fuel system lean fault list. It wouldn't be. Okay, that's crazy. Cool, crazy. I bet you I talked long enough and ranted long enough.
My legs are asleep.
That that this crank sensor signal probably is going to be cleaned back up. Let me unpause that and try to start it again. Yeah, we're still missing. Oh, it's better. This is absolutely not going to be a wiring problem. This is what it should look like. There was a drop. You can hear the miss. Watch the screen. Yeah. All right, so this would be a moment where I'd want to peak detect the yellow trace, make sure I'm not getting those scope aliasing signals I was talking about before. There, and I'll set a trigger on the cam. That'll help stabilize the crank a little bit. Let's do a little bit less time. Just want you guys to see these signals live. definitely temperature related. You can hear the misfire starting. You start seeing the square waves getting all wigged out at the same time. That's an awesome pattern. See if I can show you the trim numbers while that thing's missing. Probably going to see these trims go way positive from the misfire. Cam crank. Notice the sync keeps saying lost. See the crank sensor signal say no there momentarily. Get this thing to miss bad enough, you're going to see these trim numbers climb rapidly. Look at that short term. Watch that guy. Look at that thing climbing 20. There's your lean condition. Bad misfire right now. Crank sensor signal saying no. Current sync is saying lost. There's your fuel trim problem. Starting to knock and ping. Buried at 25%. Misfires. What kind of condition does a misfire cause? Lean condition. Those are some good captures right there. Can't change parts on a code. Don't be a parts changer.